So I'm going to be doing a couple problems from the Algebra 1, Unit 2, Lesson 5 worksheet. I am skipping 1 and 2, and I'm actually going to start with what happens, how we're going to solve example number 6. I'm going to do a couple, like 2 of these, I'm going to do one like 6, and I'm going to do another one that's later on in the problems. But for number 6, the way we want to solve these inequalities is we have to always work backwards up the table of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, we want to start with, I'm trying to get my variable in this case, which is x, okay, completely alone by itself on a side, and this side it's when I draw my line, it's on the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, is there anything that is currently being added or subtracted that I can remove from this side? And the answer is yes, I have this plus 8 here. So the inverse of adding 8 is subtracting 8 to both sides. So in doing so, 9 minus 8 is 1, less than or equal to, x divided by 4 stays there, 8 minus 8 is 0, it goes away. So I've done my adding and subtracting part. Again, in an attempt to continue to get my variable x alone by itself on one side, I'm moving my way up. Now I'm looking, is there anything that I can do by multiplying or dividing? And I have x divided by 4. So the question I've asked myself is, well, if I'm dividing it by 4, the inverse of division is multiplying. So I can multiply by 4 to both sides. 4's cancel out. 4 times 1 is 4. And I'm left with 4 is less than or equal to x. So I've isolated x. Now comes to how we write our answers. Well, the key thing to remember about these is that when we want to leave our inequality answer, we want x to become first. And then if we switch the x with the 4, I also have to flip this inequality sign. So instead of saying less than or equal to, I have to say greater than or equal to. So that's the first thing. Then we want to graph. We draw our number line. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have to ask myself, I know I'm going to put a dot at 4. Is it opened or closed? And in this case, because of the or equal to part, it's closed. And now I got to draw my arrow. Well, if x is greater than or equal to 4, numbers that are greater than or equal to 4 are going to be numbers that are going to the right. So I'm going to shade to the right. Finally, the last thing I asked you to do was to write this as interval form. Interval form is basically the range of the numbers that could fit for the inequality. Since it's a greater than, I'm going to start with my number 4, and I'm going to the right for forever, which is infinity. So now the only question you have to ask yourself is, well, what goes brackets or parentheses around everything? Well, infinity is easy because anytime you see infinity or negative infinity, it has to be a parentheses. The 4, however, is going to depend on the inequality above. And if it says or equal to, you have to put a bracket. If it just said greater than and nothing else, it'd be a parenthesis. So these are the 2 answers, or the 3 parts of the answers that I'm looking for this problem.